back with the subject of the week, which is going to actually come from me. Um, Overall, the subject is prayer matters, and I'm just repeat it again: prayer matters. That's the subject for this week, or your subject for today. The first part, that prayer matters. I'm actually getting this from the Daily Bread. You can get these online. The Daily Bread is to, give you the daily word for I think for 3 months. Um, this is the message out of the prayer matters. This is the scripture that goes with it. It says, "I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you." So that's 2 Kings 25. "I've heard your prayer and seen your tears, and I will heal you." So that's basically, it's not really much to that with the prayer matters. I think that's pretty evident, pretty obvious when you are dealing with God and Jesus Christ. Prayer really matters, and the one thing about prayers that you got to realize, you always have to keep continually praying. God's going to hear all your prayers. The reality is that He may not answer every prayer that you want. That's the really reality of it. So you have to be prepared to really learn a lesson that God's trying to show you from each prayer, because you may not get everything that you pray for, everything that you want. That may not be in God's plan, but always keep shooting those prayers up to God, no matter what the case may be, because they are getting through. All your prayers get through. So don't ever feel like your prayers aren't ever being heard because a specific prayer doesn't get answered. That's not the case. God hears every prayer that's called out to Him. And you just have to stay connected to really get the answer to that prayer in the way that He sees fit. Because a lot of the blessings do come from God. So you can't telegraph or know which way your blessings is going to go. So that's why I say, when you pray, just be thankful for any blessing that comes your way, and just ask God to help you understand, what this blessing is and why are you being blessed. Because then you can understand that might have something to do with your prayer, and it might not even be directly. You may say that you want people to know what you're doing, but you may have a hobby that you want people to worldwide know about, and you ask God, man, I want my hobby to be worldwide, and your hobby may affect maybe 2 or 3 people in the world, that may know about your hobby. May be sports, it may be YouTube, music, whatever you do, making clothes. If 3 people from another country know about you and what you're doing, and that's what you're praying for, prayer works. Thank God for those 3 people that you prayed for worldwide and know about who you are. You got to look at the little prayers as big prayers, the big prayers as little prayers. So I just think prayer is so important, because that's the only thing I think that God knows is you're trying to communicate as well with prayer. That He knows that you want some form of connection when you get on your knees or wherever you're at, and actually prayer. That's the real communication with God and Jesus Christ. So prayer really matters. It really changes the weather, time, situations, no matter what situation it may be in. And I just always suggest, when your back is against the wall, when you are having the best times of your life, prayer matters. Good and bad, prayer matters, and it's important on a daily basis to be praying as much as you can.
I agree. It's constant, like you said, it's constant communication. And the interesting thing is, prayer is getting God involved in the situation. Bad or good. Constantly. God, I want you involved. Why wouldn't you want him involved? He already knows how to handle the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be in prayer and talking to the God that knows totally what he doing.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. You definitely want to be in constant communication with the person leading your path. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be. If you knew that, if people really broke it down like that, this person is controlling your life, your story, everything like that. So why wouldn't you want to be connected, be in prayer, be in conversation with the person that's the page master for your life? It'll give you the meaning on prayer. Can give you the meaning of your life. Prayer can give you that real meaning of where your relationship is with God and yourself. Prayer, you can pray for your family, you can pray for your friends, your workplace, strangers. Prayer is the strongest method to, like my father said, to get God involved and Jesus Christ involved. That's the perfect signal to let God know, hey, this is what's going on. I need to connect to you right now. And prayer can happen anywhere. That connection can happen in church. It can happen in the grocery store. It can happen in the car. It can happen in your room. It's the most important communication skill with God. And it's a perfect communication skill that you can start having with your family, your girlfriends, your boyfriends. Pray together, because prayer matters, especially in relationships and families. Because when God sees that a family that prays together and relationships that pray together, or at least have God in the forefront, they always stay together for sure. Even if it's not physically together all the time, that God's relationship is always going to stay there for sure. That imprint's going to be on whoever you speak about, pray about, dealing with God. So
it's something you keep saying, which is key. You keep saying God and Jesus Christ. When you pray, Jesus is sitting right at the right hand of the Father, saying, hey, Dad, Christian, Yoda's talking. So the connection is, we specifically saying, through Jesus is the position, why we in a position to make this connection the way we do.
No, for sure.
That's important.
Most definitely. Jesus Christ is the reason. He is the guide to the conversation as well, to his Father. So it's a triangle connection between you, God, and Jesus Christ with prayer and with life in general. You don't forget Jesus Christ with the mix of things that's going on, good and bad, in your life as well, because he's, like you said, right there by your side, helping you communicate with the Father, his Father at that. That's what he was here for. That's what God put him on earth to be here for us. You know what I'm saying? In direct contact, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But now, just as somebody that can help us get our prayers to God, and somebody that's there for us just as well as God as well. So that is the first subject of the week, of the day, man. We're gonna get into the second subject.